Hello and welcome to Cannesversations at CES 2026 here in Las Vegas. My name is Mike Richter with Unplugged Collective, and we're having cam-worthy conversations everywhere the industry gathers. I'm here with Amit Grover from Redfin. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic. Can you tell everybody at home a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Amit. I'm the head of programmatic at Redfin. We're actually in the process of building a commerce media network, really centered around our first-party data, where we want to help brands reach movers because we know people that are moving before anyone else.
How many times do you use Redfin to help you move?
Now that I work at Redfin, now that I know the value prop, I definitely will next move.
Shameless plug, you might as well check it out, right? So, ready to jump into some fun, quick questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So, do you know anything about AI?
Nothing? I haven't heard that word today at all.
Never. Not a buzzword
No one's mentioned it at all today.
Well, let's see how much you know. Should brands be concerned about their ads running adjacent to AI-generated content?
I think they should look at it from the same scrutiny as they do from professionally generated content, because it depends on the nature of the content. But I don't think it's a black or white thing, really. I think there's a lot more nuance to it. Let's say it's very factual information. You're just, purely trying to get, like, how do I make this recipe? Or it's an instruction manual. If it's written by AI, I don't think it's as big of a deal. But if it's, news that's been skewed a certain way, something that really like a human should be reporting on, then I think that it could be an issue.
Makes sense. That's fair. So, use some scrutiny, as always, right? Are brands prepared for a world where consumers question everything they see?
I think that's been going around before too. With social media, there's been a lot of fake news, distorted news. So I think it's nothing new. People should be questionable because even the LLMs, the information you get, it's a lot of times it's very confidently wrong. So, definitely double check the information that you see online.
That's important, right? Mm-hmm. Definitely. Do you know anything about AI agents?
I know a little bit.
A little bit? Do you use any?
We use a little bit of agents. We're also looking at AI agents. In fact, actually on the Redfin, there's a new way to search for a home rather than going on filters. You can conversationally search. We definitely can use AI agents to make some of the transactional work in real estate just more efficient. So we're definitely looking into that.
So speaking of AI agents, they're interacting with digital experiences at scale, not stopping, just ultimately growing. How much do we actually understand about that behavior today? And where do you think we're fooling ourselves?
You probably heard of human in the loop before.
Mm-hmm.
If it's agent to agent, which, it's inevitable, a lot of things are going to happen. A lot of things are going to mess up when agents are interacting with other agents. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that human in the loop is implemented.
Yeah. How would you like to see it implemented?
Especially anything financial, transactional. There's definitely, and someone needs to approve it. It's something I'm also trying to struggle with because, I see the value prop. I want, certain things to be more efficient, and there's a lot of kind of trimming you could do. I think we'll find out when things go wrong, honestly. Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, that makes sense. Speaking of the next question, you might know a little bit about this category, retail media networks.
A little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah. It's been interesting.
Yeah.
Just diving into, coming from a traditional programmatic publisher world, just diving into retail commerce media has been really interesting.
Love that. How do you think we can standardize retail media network measurement to end fragmentation and maximize advertiser ROI?
Ooh, it's a good one. You want to have that value from your data if you are tapping into a retail media network. And the only way really do is to have a fully closed loop system. So did this person convert because they leverage this data from this retail or commerce media network? I do think it's challenging. We're going through it right now, right? Because you don't want to just be a data partner. You want to be more than that. And to really do that full closed system, it's really the deep relationships with the brands, the iterations. Okay, now that you ran with us, here's how you can inform your future marketing strategy. So you really got to be a partner to the marketing strategy that who you're working with, to help them just evolve.
Be a better partner, right?
Who said that before?
Always needed. Do you like sports?
Yeah.
You played basketball this morning,
We did
right?
a little basketball around this morning. That was great. I feel great. We had a good turnout. And I think it's just another way to just bond with folks you don't normally bond with.
Yeah. Well, how about live sports?
Live sports, that's huge.
That's huge, right? How do you think we can mix non-disruptive ad formats in live sports to maximize revenue without annoying latency-sensitive fans?
Well, live sports is one of the, one of the few things that people still like to watch live. So you definitely don't want to, the touchdown is scored and you find out 5 seconds later because everyone's been, texting you the outcome of the game. There's a lot of potential with, I don't know if you want to call it like augmented reality, but I know, this has been happening where the field has a certain, like it changes based on who's watching it, right? Like the on-field advertisement, whether it's a QR code or it's personalized to the user. I think there's a lot of potential to really, within the live sports experience, have native as it gets, advertising that's personalized to the user.
I can't say I'm a sports watcher myself, but if it matters to you, then I would say that's a very good answer.
There's a lot of downtime in live sports, and I think there's opportunities to find the right product for the right person outside of just traditional ad breaks.
What would you say is the one thing you want to see happen within live sports in 26?
I want to see less fragmentation. I know a lot of the streaming services are getting in on the live sports, like you see with the NBA. Depending on the day of the week, you have to have a different subscription. You lose viewership because of that. I think there's got to be a way to, if you're a fan of a certain league, be able to watch every game. And I think people will be willing to have an ad-supported model to do that.
Love that. Now, on to some quick rapid-fire questions.
Okay.
These are the ones you think fast, not hard. Ready? This or that, authentic in-game experiences or personalized live sports betting?
Authentic in-game experiences, just for the sake of humanity.
Humanity matters. Voice agents like Alexa or Siri, or vehicle operating systems like Android Auto?
Android Auto.
Sweet. Streaming ads, non-disruptive overlays, or shoppable pause ads?
Non-disruptive overlays only because the shoppable ads are great, but sometimes you want to pause something to see something, and then because of that, it really disrupts the experience.
I get that. I feel the same way. There's certain times I want to really just pause that program, and because I want to just see one of the details.
I want to highlight something. Oh, look
Right.
at this,
Right, especially I love really good special effects makeup, right?
Or they could just have a way to opt or just get rid of the pause ad after you've seen it, have that option.
Let me view my still image.
The pop out, the pop out X.
Hey streamers, I know you want to make money, but give us the option. We'll still give you the advertising view.
9 times out of 10, we're not doing that, but just for that use case could really turn someone away.
Yeah, definitely. Predictions for 26. What is your one prediction for this year?
I think something that's out of our control, because AI, everyone mentions it. It's really coming down to the way that we're consuming content on the internet. People aren't going to traditional websites to get the information they need. So how that evolves right now, it is through LLMs. It might look a little different at the end of this year. And I think it's completely out of our control, the monetization model, that whatever the leading AI internet consumption product is, they're going to come out with something and we're going to have to adapt.
Which event do you find most valuable and why?
CES is a good one because you start off the year, hitting, Vegas, it's love-hate thing, but just starting off the year, meeting with the right partners and really setting the stage. I'm not here to necessarily get, I'm not going to close something next week, but when I look at the end of the year, it's a lot of the people we work with CES, the interactions I've had really help us, close out the year strong.
Definitely. And last but not least, thinking about Vegas, what is your Vegas guilty pleasure?
Slots.
Which ones?
So they're getting rid of the physical slots. There are certain machines that I miss, and it's really hard to find. You probably have to go to Fremont Street. Everything is video, but I enjoy just the casual, thrill of slots. It's not as high stakes as a table game.
Yeah, love that. Well, guys, we're all out of questions. We're never out of personality. I want to thank you for joining us today on Cannesversations, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. See you guys.